Okie doke. Fun, fun, fun. Okay. They followed the riverbank as it wove across the canyon floor, pushing through patches of thorny shrubs that pulled on their clothes, climbing over reddish brown boulders, and tripping on animal bones. By the time they reached the foot of Mount Enoch, the sun was beating down on them from high overhead, and two more airships were circling close to the volcano's slopes. Echo squinted at them. The first was a neat copper ship with a lozenge-shaped orange balloon, and the second was a dark wood galleon with blood-red sails and a huge chimney that belched out black smoke. That only left the Scarlet Margaret and the Purple People Eater to arrive, Echo thought. Then all 7 clans would be here to fight it out for the Cutlass. Well, this is it, said Horace, gazing up at the slope of Mount Enoch with a shudder. He glanced around. We'd better find somewhere to hide until we spot the Scarlet Margaret. He ducked down in the shade of an overhanging ledge out of sight of the gathering airships. Nearby, the river had widened into a circular pool, which swirled as the current entered it, and narrowed to a thin ribbon again before curving away around the base of the volcano. Echo settled down next to him and took out the compass. That's strange. Echo frowned at the golden dragon. Before, it had been clearly pointing at Mount Enoch, but now it was spinning in lazy circles, never settling on one direction. What is it? Said Horace, his eyes closed. Look, Echo showed him the compass. It's spinning. Well, compasses do that when they get to the magnetic north, said Horace. So a thought occurred to Echo. If a compass spun around when it got close to magnetic north, then this device might spin when it got close to where it wanted them to go. She took a few experimental steps. As she got closer to the pool, the little dragon spun faster. As she stood up, instead, she stood on the bank, searching for any kind of opening. As she watched, she saw that the water seemed to be draining into a large hole at the far end, like bath water flowing down a plug hole. Echo scrambled across the rocks to take a closer look. The hole was dark and steep, with several centimeters of water flowing down. She checked the compass. The miniature dragon jittered and flittered back and forth, faster and faster, like it was alive. As she got even closer to the opening, the tiny figure did a nosedive so that it was pointing straight down. Echo shook her head. No doubt about it, the only way is down, she murmured. What are you doing over there? Echo looked up to see Horace gingerly picking his way over the rocks to her. They both looked down the hole, then at each other. It's a lava tube, said Horace. It must have been formed when Mount Enoch was still active. I suspect the whole mountain's riddled with them. It's the way in, said Echo, showing him the pocket watch. The way into where? Oh no, said Horace, paling. A dragon's cave, Echo. Why would we even want to? He shook his head aghast and lost for words. Echo looked at Horace and thought for a moment. Don't you want to see a real dragon? She said. Imagine what the professor would say. You'd be able to present your findings to the Explorers Guild. Never, Horace folded his arms tightly across his chest. It's a bad idea, Echo, very bad. I don't even like the look of that hole. It's probably And that's probably the best of it. It will be fine, Echo said, keeping her voice light. It's just like the slideway at the professor's house. But where does it end? In a dragon's lair, in dragon's jaws, we'll get burned to a crisp or eaten or burned and eaten. He shook his head firmly. Absolutely no. There's no time to argue, hissed Echo. We need to get down there before the others find the cutlass. There are bigger things at stake. I'm not arguing. Horace folded his arms tightly across his chest. I'm refusing to get down into yet another one of your schemes. Dragons aren't to be trifled with, Echo. I've been reading all about them. Remember, they're frightfully dangerous. We'll be fine, said Echo. What do you think? Do you think they really will be fine? Like, probably, because it's a story, right? She had to stop the other sky pirates before it's too late, and she couldn't let being frightened hold her back. Come on, she said. She glanced up at the airships circling. If we stay out here, we're bound to get caught by the other sky pirates. We'll go together. Horace shook his head. No, I'm sorry, Echo. I'm hiding here until the black sky wolves arrive. Bang! A deafening blast came from overhead as Obsidian came diving towards them, fire flaring from its cannons. Echo instinctively ducked as a stray cannonball plunged onto the rocks on the other side of the pool, smashing the ledge they'd been hiding under to smithereens. One of the other ships returned fire. Horace put both hands over his head and crouched, shaking on the riverbank. Echo looked from him to Obsidian wheeling above them to the lava tube. Without another word, she grabbed Horace's hand and jumped. That's the end of that chapter. We will find out more in chapter 27 next time. Do you want to listen? Here's the first sentence of chapter 27. Echo landed with a bump and skidded down the tube on her bottom, pulling Horace behind her. Okie doke. Find out more next time. Good night, Baba. Sleep well. I love you.